just as a teaser, we had a session with some people a couple weeks ago. We talked about future stories, and we did some really blue sky thinking about ideas that people had, just to sort of get our creative juices flowing. I wanted to know, I guess I'll start with you guys, Alan and Jaki, about what came out of that session for you. What are some of the ideas that you have, especially because of the communities that you represent?
So what we talked about was, what we picked a character, and we thought, what would that person think of the space? How would they use the space? And so we then sort of created a story about how we decided on a child and from the local school, and how important that space would be, and how it could be the route to school or from school. And you know, we spoke about well-being as well, how important it was that we had these green spaces in the local area, especially now with what's going on with the COVID pandemic. The near local areas is much more important to people, because obviously they can't venture out. So it's really important to have these spaces. So we spoke about that, and the sort of different things that we can do in these green spaces.
And can you tell us a little bit about the Kirkwood Nature Reserve and where it sits in proximity to Bidwell Street and the Coastal Estate?
Okay, well, what makes it such a fascinating place for us is that it is actually a nature reserve right on the edge of a council estate, which is quite unusual. And it is literally just a few yards from the edge of Coastal Estate, and next to the Coastal Estate TRA Hall. So you can basically walk from the TRA Hall to the entrance of the nature reserve in a few seconds, which makes it very well positioned for anybody, not only on the estate, but also it adjoins Kirkwood Road, which goes all the way up to Nunhead, and there's the entrance there. Also on the other side of the nature reserve, because there's two entrances to it, is the Bidwell Street entrance, which is what we're talking about mostly at the moment. And again, that's another way for people to get into the nature reserve. But at the moment, of course, that entrance does not join with Queen's Road because of the wall. And once that opening has been secured, it means that people will be able to walk right the way from Queen's Road Station through the nature reserve and into Peckham without going on any high streets or anything like that, which I think would be quite a nice walk for people. Kind of an oasis of calm.
Yeah. It's really wasted because it's so secluded. Sometimes people are frightened to venture into it. So that's why it's really important what the coal line is going to do. We're going to open up, knock down some of that wall, and just make it a safe space for people to venture into.
Alan, can you tell us a little bit about the event that you guys had under the bridge there?
Yeah, well, we had a very successful, in conjunction with the coal line, it was called tea party. Community party. And as well as having food and drink, we had live music, different musicians performing, and we had jugglers, and
we had bushcraft, we were making dens, we was bug hunting, identifying leads, all of that. We had food, you know.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people.
Poetry, we had poetry reading, loads of people, a mishmash of the community, all mixed, really good mix.
Yeah.
Very, very successful.
And we've also had a wassail event there with some live music and singing, and that was successful as well. In fact, if you have a look on our Facebook page, the Friends of Castle Park and Kirkwood Nature Reserve, there's loads of photos of the events on there, and also a little video of the wassail as well, which shows the possibilities of what
because there are so many trees there. It's got apple trees, all range of trees, pear trees, you know, sloes are there. So it's a wonderful place for foraging as well. Also, it becomes more of a priority when the parks department see that it's valued by the community. Yeah, if nobody says anything, you know, just leaves it, they will leave it. So it's for
That's
us
a good
to take ownership and to demand that it is maintained. There's a local person that she's known as Pickling Penny.
Okay.
Yeah. And she just knows all the trees, knows all the plants and the herbs. And you know, she will take people on a foraging walk.
Yeah.
So, you know, she's been to the Kirkwood and took us around the Kirkwood, showing us what was there, what we would have missed, but what she had, you know, she knew about. And also I've done a walk with her where she went down the Surrey Canal path, all the way down through Peckham, and she would show us the different trees and different bushes and that. And you just follow and walk with her. And it's just such a nice thing to do. And, you know, it's like any sort of like history walk, but it's a foraging walk.
Yeah.
And you talk to people as you walk. You know, just like you say, if there's this, you know, issue with loneliness, you can just join this walk, and then you can make friends or just have company for that walk. And obviously, having foraging walks through the Kirkwood would be lovely.
Thank you, Jackie. Pickling Penny. I love
Pickling
it.
Penny.
Also, if anybody wants to check out some of the photos and videos that we have from past events in the Kirkwood Nature Reserve, you can find them all on our Facebook page, which is Friends of Castle Park and Kirkwood Nature Reserve.